On Global TV News Express, FG probes 107 universities over fake degrees. Miyetti Allah members storm Abuja court, demand president's release. Nigeria's crude oil output drops 7% to 1.3 million barrels per day. UK malls plan to pay migrants to move to Rwanda voluntarily. And in sports, Amuneke, Siasia, Okpala, 9 others beat NFF deadline. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Queen Agaba. President Bola Tinubu has appealed to 36 state governors of the Federation to begin paying the wage awards to workers pending the determination of the new minimum wage to reduce the hardship of the economy on the people. The president noted that if the state had implemented the wage awards, it would provide much needed relief without causing inflationary pressures. The president assured that the student loans and other economic measures would soon commence as steps were being taken by the government to relieve the people of hunger. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday submitted the 2024 budget of the Federal Capital Territory Administration to the House of Representatives for consideration and passage. The letter seeking the passage of the budget was read on the floor of the House during plenary session on Tuesday. It was, however, silent on the estimate. The proposal had been prepared on the basis of the FCTA revenue and expenditure forecast and is in line with the fiscal and development policy of the federal government and the Renewed Hope agenda. After reading the letter, the Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, who presided over the plenary, directed that the request be forwarded to the Committee on Appropriation for deliberation ahead of its budget passage. Also, President Bola Tinubu has flagged off the Food Security and Agricultural Mechanization Program in Niger State, emphasizing that his administration remains committed to ensuring food sufficiency and protecting local industries for sustainable economic growth. The project, an initiative of the Niger State government, is for the deployment of cutting-edge agricultural machinery and technology for large-scale agro-value chain development in the state. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
President Tinubu says the event represents another step in the food security and agricultural mechanization agenda, declaring that Nigeria must enhance its capacity to feed its people and have enough food for export, while reiterating commitment in providing a comprehensive program that will solve the food security problem. President Tinubu urged subnational government as an immediate intervention measures to implement wage award in their state to complement the effort of the federal government in easing the burden of the citizen, pending when the minimum wage is increased.
And if all of you, I'm glad I'm facing Abdurrahman, have been paying the wages award pending the determination of new salary. Let all the subnationals start paying that. Let them. The wage award plus whatever they are taking now, and the wage award will relieve the public. Please.
Speaking on the student loan program, President Tinubu says there will be unemployment benefit for the graduates, adding that the social security benefit for the elderly and the vulnerable will commence.
The student loan program will commence. The social security program for the elderly and vulnerable will commence. We are fine-tuning all of that area. We are going to relieve people of hunger.
Appreciating the president for honoring his invitation and inaugurating the facility, Governor Mohammed Umar Bago says 4 states, Benue, Kogi, Kwara, and Lagos State had already signed a memorandum of understanding on building partnership for the development of agriculture, adding that agriculture is key to addressing the challenges in critical sector of the economy.
Our commitment to addressing the challenges in critical sectors of our economy, and we shall seize every opportunity for the attainment of the growth and engender prosperity for the people of our beloved state and by extension our dear country Nigeria. On road infrastructure, to address these challenges and establish efficient road infrastructure and cost-effective and secure movement of goods and services, the state government embarked on an ambitious initiative to rehabilitate and expand some federal roads that have implications for the evacuation of agricultural produce.
We are on a conversation and ensuring that your vision at producing the required food security for this country is on track. And for us is to continue to do a peer review to ensure that we can adequately feed our citizens, produce more than enough for them.
The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed that the federal government had signed an agreement with the Brazilian government and German-Dutch Bank Group as financier of a facility of 995 million euros for the Green Imperative Program, which will provide mechanization hub across the 774 local government area in Nigeria when implemented. He added that the Green Hope Initiative is another veritable platform the federal government is deploying to ultimately change the deficit narrative in the Nigerian agricultural mechanization space. While in Niger State, President Tinubu also visited former Nigerian head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and General Abdulsalami Abubakar, with whom he had fruitful discussion concerning the advancement of the nation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The alleged budget padding by the Senate and its supposed implementation by the President Bola Tinubu administration seem to be causing a huge division in the upper nation's legislative chamber. Senator Abdul Ningi, who represents Bauchi Central, told reporters in an interview he granted in Hausa language with a foreign media prompted the argument of whether the government is implementing the 28.7 trillion naira budget as passed or 25 trillion naira as reported. Ningi, however, maintained that he did not say that the President Bola Tinubu-led administration was operating two budgets. Global Television brings you the details.
The budget, which Onanuga seems to have dwelt on. I say we have established beyond reasonable doubt about 25 trillion so far has nexus in the budget. That means there is money, and then there is project, and then there is location. Money, project, location. But we are yet to ascertain 3 trillion of that budget. We have established the 3 trillion in the budget. We have not established its location.
Not long after Senator Ningi left the podium, his Ondo State counterpart, Jimoh Ibrahim, mounted and called on the federal government and police to charge Ningi with misinformation. He insisted that the claims by the Bauchi Central senator were worrisome, totally untrue, divisive, and amounts to criminal misinformation.
Approve only one appropriation act for 2024, and we never approved two. The presidency of Nigeria cannot operate two budgets. They can only operate within the existence of the Appropriation Act of 2024. My distinguished brother, Senator Ningi, made this false information and is unacceptable, is causing uncomfortable pains to our integrity.
The presidency had on Sunday described as false a claim by Senator Ningi that the federal government is operating two versions of the 2024 budget. According to a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, the senators claimed that the National Assembly passed 25 trillion naira as the 2024 budget is false, adding that 28.7 trillion naira was passed and signed into law by President Bola Tinubu. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Nigerian Senate has suspended Senator Abdul Ningi for allegations of 3.7 trillion naira padding of the 2024 budget. Before Senator Ningi's suspension, the upper legislative chamber was thrown into a chaotic session following deliberations on budget padding allegations made by the lawmaker. Kikelomo Kere has the details.
Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, Solomon Olamilekan, who moved the motion that led to the suspension of Senator Ningi, explained that the figure is not contained in the budget because some of the agencies are on first-line charge.
Contained in this document, under the Volume 1, Paragraph 2, 3, and 4, is the breakdown of the 28.77 trillion budget that was passed. And from paragraph 7-8 are the breakdown of the budget, which we call the budget details of the entire MDAs. And when you add this figure together, as contained in this document for the entire MDAs, it comes to 25.4 trillion naira. Sir, there are agencies of the government whose budgets and their details are not contained in these two documents.
However, Senator Ningi, who was given a fair hearing on the floor of the Senate, maintained his position that 3.7 trillion naira could not be accounted for in the 2024 budget.
There is no way the National Assembly will add anything on the budget and it becomes padding. The tapes are there. I said the National Assemblies have powers, and you cannot call that powers padding. And I said I'm very grateful to the presidential spokesman who, encountering me, said the National Assembly added 1.27 trillion. And I was very clear. I was not aware of the addition. I was not even aware, as I'm seated here, of the full budget of the National Assembly.
But matter got to a head when Senator Agom Jarigbe revealed that dwelling on the issue will not help matters, as all the lawmakers are culpable in the alleged budget padding scandal. He further revealed that while some lawmakers received 500 million naira, others got as much as 100 billion naira from the budget. Jarigbe's claim, however, did not go down well with the colleagues, as his declaration threw the session into rowdy one for nearly 30 minutes.
If we want to go into those issues, all of us are culpable. Some senators here, so-called senior senators, got 500 million each. I am a ranking senator, I didn't get. Did I go to the press? Most of you got.
Meanwhile, the Senate leader, Opeyemi Bamidele, accused Senator Ningi of ulterior motive of plotting a coup against Akpabio's Senate presidency. The Senate leader claimed that Bauchi lawmakers' action was a fallout of the June 13, 2023 election of the Senate leadership, which produced Akpabio as the Senate president.
It is about Akpabio. It is about the South. You can now understand why Senator Ningi we want to use the name of Northern Senators Forum, even when most of them did not agree to this. And in this chair, we want to do everything possible before the 13th of June to remove you.
A member of the Appropriation Committee in the Senate, Jimoh Ibrahim, first moved the motion for Ningi's suspension for 12 months over allegation of criminal misinformation and breach of peace in the National Assembly and the country by extension.
Suspend Senator Abdul Ningi for an initial period of 12 months. 12 months, yes. including his entitlement and privilege as Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria of the 10th Senate, and made him to stay away from the National Assembly for the suspended period. 2, the Senate should send a warning letter to Senator Suleiman Abdulrahman Kau, and this should be warned to stop posting, citing informations that are not right.
However, other lawmakers like Asuko Ekpeyon moved the amendment of the motion by Ibrahim. Ekpeyon prayed for the reduction of the suspension.
I would like to amend the prayer as moved by Senator Jimoh Ibrahim. I amend that the suspension period be reduced to 6 months. I so move.
After deliberation under the leadership of the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the Senate resolved to suspend Senator Ningi for 3 months from all activities of Parliament, while Senator Kau got off with a warning.
The Senate hereby places distinguished Senator Abdul Ningi on suspension in respect of his vituperations, falsehood, and unverified report in the BBC interview, including other media or houses, and is therefore suspended for a period of 3 months from partaking in events in the Senate or being found in the precincts of the National Assembly for the next 3 months.
Shortly after his suspension, Senator Abdul Ningi resigned his position as the chairman of Northern Senators Forum. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Nigerian Senate has inaugurated an ad hoc committee to probe the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari over the 30 trillion naira Ways and Means advances from the Central Bank of Nigeria, which was approved by the 9th National Assembly. The National Assembly says the probing ways and means through which the current economic hardship came to be is imperative so as to ascertain why citizens have been plunged into crippling deprivation. Kike Lomo Okere has details.
Inaugurating the committee in Abuja, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, noted that unraveling the mystery behind the advances remained key in understanding the country's present predicament.
With the investigation of the ways and means of about 30 trillion, including the expenses or otherwise, utilization, success or failures of the Anchor Borrowers Program. To the members of this esteemed committee, I implore you to approach your responsibilities with the utmost sense of patriotism, professionalism, and integrity. Your scrutiny or investigation demands impartiality and fairness.
According to Akpabio, the successes of the investigative panel hinges on collaboration, cooperation, and steadfast commitment for the benefit of Nigerians. He charged the committee to leave no stone unturned in pursuit of truth about 30 trillion naira Ways and Means loan advances.
Aside personal and partisan interests, focusing solely on the task at hand, by working harmoniously with the executive and all interest groups, we can ensure that the ways and means, so-called, and utilized in the country, even the one in the past, and if it should ever occur again, are managed prudently, efficiently, and in accordance with the laws of the nation.
Responding, chairman of the 17-member committee, Senator Issa Jibril, assured that the probe will be carried out with precision to a logical conclusion.
Your Excellency, the implication of this is that Nigerians are waiting for the result of this investigation. I want to assure you that we are going to carry out this assignment expeditiously, but without any form of compromise. We are going to carry out this assignment expeditiously without any form of compromise. That I am assuring you.
The ad hoc committee has 6 weeks to investigate 30 trillion naira ways and means advances and 10 trillion naira expended on the Anchor Borrowers Program among the intervention programs. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
The House of Representatives called on the Office of the National Security Advisor to coordinate intelligence and security operations in the country, particularly in Kaduna State, following last week's abduction of over 200 students in the Chikun local government area of the state by suspected bandits. The lawmakers also expressed worry that in spite of the 3.25 trillion naira security and defense spending approved by the National Assembly, the security situation in the country was far from the expectations of Nigerians. This was just as the lawmakers in the Green Chamber called for the control of small and light weapons amid worsening insecurity in some parts of the country. Moving on, the House of Representatives mandated the Central Bank of Nigeria to restrain commercial banks operating in the country from holding reversed funds of customers beyond the timeline stipulated by the Apex Bank. The lawmaker recalled that on June 8, 2020, the CBN in a statement announced timelines for reversals and resolution of refund complaints, including failed on-us automated teller machines transactions when customers use their ATM cards on their bank's ATM machines. He also noted that where instant reversals fail due to any technical issue or system glitch, the timeline for manual reversal shall not exceed 24 hours. Refunds for fail not on us ATM transactions where customers use their cards on other banks' ATM shall not exceed 4% hours from the current 3 to 5 days. And that's it on the News Express, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. Don't forget to World Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.